Hello everyone, welcome back to the series Excel, one step at a time. In this video, we'll go over the user interface in Excel and discuss some of the terminology involved. To begin, I'm going to open up a blank Excel document. So I'll start from the top left-hand corner and work my way down. So at the very top part of the screen has what is called the ribbon. The ribbon consists of multiple tabs. Each tab has grouped together a unique set of tools that you'll be using. As a default, we start off on the Home tab, but we could always move between tabs if we want. Each tab, again, has its own set of unique tools that we'll be using. I won't go through every single set of tools right now. I just want to make you aware that the ribbon has all the tools that you'll be using. Below the toolbar, or the ribbon, this is where we'll be doing all our data entry, and this is called the worksheet. Now, an Excel file is called a workbook because a workbook has multiple worksheets. Each sheet within the workbook is called a worksheet. As a default, we start off with 3 sheets, but of course, we can build additional sheets if we need them. For now, we're only going to need sheet 1. Now, each sheet has multiple rows and multiple columns. This allows us to do references to each individual cell. So for right now, if you see, I'm on cell A1. If you look at the top here in the name box, it's got the cell that we're highlighting right now, cell A1. If I want to go to F10, I just go to F, go down to row 10, and that's cell F10. Now within each cell, we could enter a value. It could be anything from a text value to a numerical value. So let's type in something common that we programmers see a lot with starting systems is hello world. Now as you can see, it's just text, and it's going to show up at the very top here in our formula bar. Even though this isn't a formula, whatever value we have in the cell will show up in the formula bar. We could enter in a formula as well, but we're not going to get into that yet. But as you can see, that's where we have the value for each cell. So as you work through Excel, you'll be entering values within each cell. There's tools that allow you to manipulate the cells to either make them bigger, smaller, combine them, or break them apart. We'll get through all that in later videos. For now, let's continue. So now that we have our main canvas defined here, let's go to the very bottom and see what else we have. So these little arrows at the very bottom allow us to move between tabs or worksheets. Again, these have different names. I've heard it called tabs, like here called sheets, worksheets. It's got different names for it. But the official name is it's a worksheet. If you want to call it a sheet, if you want to call it a tab, it's up to you. If we had a large number of tabs showing up here and they went even past this little bar here at the bottom, then we can navigate to them by clicking on these little arrows. But since we don't have that many, you won't notice it. But say we increase this. We start creating a bunch of different sheets here. And we're working on a huge project, and so this eventually gets bigger and you're not able to see the sheets that you have at the very beginning. So clicking on these little arrows here allows you to move between the sheets. Now here you've got a bar that moves you across from your main canvas here at the top if you need to see additional columns. Now as you can see, I go from column A to AC, but if I move it over, I could see now AD. And if you keep going down or clicking to the right, you could see more columns. Now there's a large number of columns here. As you can see, I just went all the way to the end. It goes to X, FD, which is way more columns than you'll be needing. And if you go to the very bottom, we're up to 1 million rows here. So as you can see, Excel accommodates you for large sets of data. You won't have to worry about running out of room. And if you do, if for some miracle you use every single cell within the sheet, well, you've always got sheet 3, you got sheet 2, you got all these other sheets to do the same exact thing. The last thing I'm going to cover here at the very bottom is your views. So you could change your view if you want to the page layout at the bottom, the page break preview as well. Let's go back to the beginning. And you could also zoom in and out. So if you want to zoom in, now this is only one small area of the sheet that you're looking at. If you want to zoom out, you can, and you can see more of the worksheet that's available. Or if it's too small for you, you could zoom in. Get really close and see everything within the cell. So let's go back to 100. And so in the next video, I'll be going over more of the functions that are up in your ribbon. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment on this video and subscribe to my channel. You can do this to view more tutorial videos.